Hey again from the garden, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So we're at Labor Day weekend. It is the unofficial end of summer, and I am already prepping for the end of my cut flower season. Now I'm in zone 5A in Northwest Iowa. My average last frost date, I would say, is maybe the first or second week of October. So I probably have about 5 to 6 weeks left of the growing season. And if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know I do a big end of the season market the third week of September. It's September 20th and 21st. So each year, right around Labor Day or right after, I start prepping the garden so that I can have as many flowers as possible for that market. So today I just want to share with you a few things that I'm going to be doing in the next week or so. And then when I actually do those garden tasks, I will film videos also. I also just got done filming a big market video for you guys, so watch for that coming up this Wednesday. So one of the problems I really start addressing late summer, early fall every year is the weed problems. And oh my gosh, this year with the rain that we have had, my weeds are worse than ever. Can you see all of this grass? I just weeded my status patch. I hauled about 4 of these bucket loads out. It looks so much better. And the grass was starting to get a little taller than my status. It was throwing out seed heads, and I definitely didn't want that happening. So with all of my beds, if I'm getting some really extreme weed pressure, what I usually do this time of year is definitely make sure to clear that out, because that is going to take the moisture from the plants. It's going to start hindering the growth of the plants. And I need as many flowers as possible for the rest of the season. So I went through today and completely weeded my status patch. It looks so much better. I can actually see the status plants now. So hopefully that helps. And for the rest of the season, I have a nice thick patch of status, because this is definitely one of the flowers that I rely on for a filler flower for that big market. Another weed that I am really having problems with this year is this wild amaranth and this whole bed of snapdragons. This is all wild amaranth. I cannot even believe I let it get this bad. I swear underneath of there are still snapdragon plants. So the next patch that I need to come through and weed is this one, because I really would like to still have snapdragons for the end of the season. Snapdragons, as you know, are a cool flower, so they will grow in that cooler weather. And the weeds just kind of continue. You can see some Potomac Royal over there. But yeah, this whole area needs to be weeded. Can you believe I actually have landscape fabric here too? So another issue that really starts to hit me the end of the season are bugs. And you can see in front of me, I have this dahlia with an organza bag over top of it. This is how I combat the bug pressure this time of year. Typically mid-August is when the corn rootworm beetles and the cucumber beetles really start to affect my plants. And honestly, the only way that I would ever get dahlia blooms is if I covered them with these bags. Now I have these linked below in my Amazon link. I typically like to get the white organza bags because you need light to travel through them in the 6x9 or 8x12 size. And some of these blooms that are starting to open, I can see a few in front of me. If I don't get organza bags on here today, by the time they open up this weekend, the bugs will completely decimate them. So this time of year, all the way up to frost, I cover these buds. One of the other flowers that I really depend on till the very end of my cut flower season are my zinnias. Now this year I have 3 zinnia patches, and thank goodness, because one of my primary zinnia patches got hit by wind and a storm earlier in the season, and it has not completely bounced back yet. So I'm very thankful for multiple patches. Now this is the smallest of the 3, and I just tucked a couple rows right in here in between my dahlias and my snapdragons, and they are looking really good, actually very, very healthy. But last year I did a little bit of an zinnia experiment. 2 weeks before that big end of the season market that I do, which from today is about 22 days away, I went through my zinnia patch, and any zinnia that was ready to harvest, I harvested and used it. And any other bloom that was too far gone, I deadheaded it and cut it back to enable the plant to branch. So my zinnia patch literally had 0 blooms. It was all green. I gave it some fertilizer, made sure to really water it in, and by the time I had that market harvest, which was 2 weeks after that, my plants had rejuvenated and I had a ton of zinnias to use. So you better believe it, this year I'm doing that same thing. So since that zinnia experiment worked so good last year, I think I'm going to adapt that same practice to a lot of my other flowers, including these Rudbeckia. They're covered with blooms, but honestly, most of them are too far gone and I could never use them in a bouquet. So next week, I'm gonna go through my Rudbeckia, my zinnias, I think my Fama scabiosa, probably my snapdragons, my celosia, and any blooms that are too far gone or going to seed, I'm gonna clip them off, give those plants energy to pushing new growth, and see how many blooms I can get within 2 weeks. I will film a video and let you know how it goes, but it definitely worked with my zinnias last year. So that is my plan for the last 5 to 6 weeks of the growing season and how I plan to get as many flowers as possible. I will make sure to document everything and keep you updated because there's still quite a bit of the growing season left and I really want to get as much cut flower profit as possible, especially for the storefront next door. I plan on opening that in less than 3 months, so I need more income to do so. So stay tuned for a lot more yet this season. We'll see you soon.